In this lesson, I want to tell you about one advanced goal-setting strategy that was introduced several years ago by Eben Pagan. This strategy is called inevitability thinking. Traditional goal-setting works as long as you work. There are ways to make goal-setting easier and more fun, but at the end you have to consciously apply the effort and take consistent action to achieve your goals. But for humans, it is not so easy to change behavior, and it is not easy to do consistently what you need to do. We get a lot of resistance from our inner part that doesn't like change, and often from our closest ones as well. So far, we've chosen a goal and we've turned it into a power goal. But even with the power goal, there is always a chance that you can go off track and that you can get distracted. Traditional goal setting doesn't guarantee you anything. Your outcome totally depends on your effort, your ability to focus, and your determination. So Eben proposed an alternative approach. He invited to ask ourselves a question: how can I make it so the outcome that I want to achieve is inevitable? Once you ask this question, your desired outcome stops being a goal that you need to work towards, and it is not a problem anymore that you need to figure out how to solve. It becomes something that you're inevitably going to experience. It is a very interesting question to ask yourself. Once you've asked this question, your mind starts going in completely different track. It starts spinning in other direction. The whole new set of ideas starts to come up. Your creative part gets actively involved to answer this question. The major thing that happens once you ask this question is that you start caring about all the potential unknowns and you start seeing all the possible obstacles. Inevitability is all about external conditions. It is about setting up certain conditions in place so that what you want to get happens automatically. The famous hypnotherapist Milton Erickson has used this approach while working with his clients. He was famous for his unconventional approach to psychotherapy, and NLP was developed based upon his working methods. So what Milton would do when he had to help someone solve a problem is he wouldn't say, "Tell me about your childhood," or "How do you feel about this situation?" He asked, "What conditions can we put in place so this problem solves itself?" So if someone would walk in and say, "I have a drinking problem, I can't stop myself from drinking," what Milton would propose is, drink all you want, but if you want to drink, you have to walk 5 miles to the liquor store, get yourself one drink, and then walk 5 miles back home. Once the client agrees to this condition, the problem starts solving itself. The first day comes, and the person with a drinking problem walks 5 miles to the store, gets one drink, and starts walking back. During the walk, the body gets moving, the person gets fresh air and exercise, the head clears up, the thinking becomes more focused, and the problem goes away. There is no inner battle whether to drink or not. There is no willpower required to resist the drinking. You can drink, but you must obey one simple condition. This condition ensures the inevitable result. So think about your goal. What are the conditions that you can set in your life so the result you want to achieve would become inevitable? It will happen no matter what. Even if you change your mind and you didn't want to pursue this goal anymore, it would be too late. A word of warning. Often the conditions that come to mind feel uncomfortable. They often hold you accountable. They often feel scary. They often are way out of your comfort zone. The first thought usually is, yes, that would make the result I want inevitable, but I can do it. So what's the fastest way to climb a fence? Throw your hat over it. Even better, throw your purse and your driver's license along. I bet you would set a new world record by climbing this fence over in the shortest time span possible. Throwing something valuable over so you'd have to get it is called setting up a condition. Let's take a more practical example. Let's say you want to lose weight. How do you make it inevitable? By making sure you exercise regularly. Now, how do you make it inevitable so you exercise regularly? You hire a personal trainer 4 times a week and you pay him in advance for 1 month. Now let me tell you about my personal experience with inevitability thinking. Several years ago, I was working hard to install a new success habit. Get up at 6 a.m. every single morning. I failed over and over again until I asked myself, how do I make this inevitable, that I wake up at 6 a.m. sharp no matter what? The answer came up immediately. Make a deal with my brother where I have to email him an email every single morning before 6 a.m. or otherwise I give him $10. I hated this idea immediately, and that meant that it is going to work. So we made a deal, which he loved greatly, by the way. Now I jumped out of bed at 5:50 a.m., ran to my computer, turned it on in a great hurry, and rushed to send my little greedy brother this email. He didn't forgive even 1-minute delays. Excuses like my computer crashed or I didn't have internet connection didn't bother him as well. A deal is a deal. That's all he used to say. While performing this morning ritual, I was wide awake and fully alert, and after several months the habit was installed so firmly I didn't know how to get out of it. The reason why we don't usually do something is because it involves some pain. It might be fear, it might be discomfort, it might be inner resistance. The goal with inevitability thinking is to find a bigger pain that would happen if you don't do what you need to do. In my case, getting up at 6 a.m. was painful, but giving my brother $10 for nothing was even more painful. So here are some ways to set up inevitability conditions in place. Accountability partners. Have someone to hold you accountable. Mastermind groups. A group of people working together on a common goal can be incredibly powerful. A system of rewards and punishments. You could use monetary punishments like writing a $100 check to a charity cause that you don't support in case you don't do what needs to be done. Public commitments. Announce something and report the progress. Now there is a service aherg.com that is a self-blackmailing service. You state your goal and a deadline. You upload an embarrassing picture of yourself on the server, and then you let your friends decide if you achieved your goal or not. Remember that conditions have to be external so you won't have to rely on your willpower when achieving your goal. The conditions need to be set up only once, and the rest starts happening on autopilot. So think about your goal and see what conditions you can set in place to make the result you want to get inevitable. And write it down in your journal.